Chosen one, big news is about to find you. Get ready for greatness. There comes a moment when heaven releases something so profound into your atmosphere that it doesn't ask for your permission. It simply enters. And this moment, chosen one, is now circling your life like a divine announcement echoing through dimensions. This news was prepared in rooms you've never seen, spoken in meetings where your name was whispered with reverence, and it carries with it the weight of God's timing. You're not just being notified, you're being singled out for greatness. The shift has already started. Something extraordinary is moving toward you, and no earthly force can intercept what has been authorized from above. This is not a small update or a minor development. This is the kind of news that rewrites the story of your life. Watch this video until the very end, and write your warmest wishes in the comments, and write Amen along with the number 777. This isn't just about writing. It's about speaking life over yourself and others, calling things forth, and letting the universe respond. This is the space where wishes come true, where energy builds, and where impossible things begin to bend in your direction. The echo of your blessing is connected to your intention, and today, your words carry power. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You have felt the vibrations of change before they were visible. That restlessness in your soul wasn't confusion, it was preparation. You've walked through doors that seemed to lead nowhere just to be rerouted by God's hand. You've faced rejection that stung, yet somehow you survived it. You endured silence that felt eternal. But now, the silence is about to break with the sound of news crafted specifically for you. This news doesn't need to be searched for. It's coming to find you. It will arrive without warning, in the middle of your ordinary, and it will turn that ordinary into something legendary. There's a difference between waiting and being summoned. Waiting is what you did when you had no idea how close the breakthrough was. But now, heaven is summoning you into the realm of fulfillment. The message is en route. The announcement is active. It will bypass systems, protocols, and opinions. This is news with wings, delivered by unseen hands, arriving with divine urgency. It doesn't require logic to be believed. It only requires that you keep breathing, stay ready, and remain open. What's coming has already been decided in your favor. Long before you even knew you were eligible for greatness, God planted seeds in your life that only He could water. And now, the rain is falling. The soil is moving. The roots are deep. You thought the delay was denial, but it was the setting of a foundation strong enough to carry what's coming. The greatness you are about to walk into isn't a coincidence. It's a divine orchestration of everything you've survived, endured, and dreamed. The news that is on its way doesn't ask, "Are you ready?" because it was created to make you ready. It carries with it an activation code for your next season. A code that, once released, will change how people see you, how doors respond to you, and how blessings arrive. You'll walk into rooms with new favor and leave with answers you didn't ask for, but always needed. You'll see the pieces connect, not because you forced them, but because God held them until the time was right. There's a breaking in the atmosphere, a cracking open of something celestial. This isn't a repeat of the past. This is a new notification from the highest level. This is where the storyline shifts. You may have thought the climax of your journey had already passed, but the real crescendo was held back for this moment. God waited until the eyes were off you, the expectations were low, and the noise was quiet. Because what's about to find you doesn't need an audience. It creates its own spotlight. Chosen one, the greatness that is chasing you will arrive fully formed. It won't be confusing. It won't require begging. It will be obvious, and it will come with a clarity that silences every doubt you've ever had about yourself. The news will come as a surprise to others, but will feel like home to you. You won't need to rehearse your reaction. You won't need to pretend to be ready. You'll simply rise. And in that rising, the world will see what God always knew about you. You were made for this. Even now, something in the unseen is accelerating. Delays are collapsing. What was pending is being processed. What was stalled is being pushed through. There's a release underway, and you are the intended recipient. All your almosts are turning into absolutely. Your not yets are becoming right now. And the voices that once said no are being overridden by a divine yes that cannot be reversed. You were never meant to chase the blessing. You were meant to prepare for its arrival. And now that you've done that, through endurance, through prayer, through stillness, it's locating you with laser precision. The announcement won't just be heard by your ears, it will be felt in your bones. It will shake the very structure of what you thought was possible. Everything about this moment was timed perfectly. The people who left had to go. The places that fell apart had to collapse. The confusion had to exist to make the clarity more potent. And now, as the day draws closer, you'll notice subtle signs that the delivery is near. Things will start to feel lighter. Time will move differently. Small confirmations will dance into your space like whispers from heaven saying, "Get ready." Chosen one, you won't need to campaign for what's yours. You won't need to convince anyone to believe it. The kind of greatness attached to this news doesn't need validation. It validates itself. Your next chapter begins with a sound, a divine announcement, a news flash from above that changes the direction of everything. Get ready, not just with your hands. Get ready with your heart, your soul, your mind. Because what's about to happen will stretch you into a new dimension. You're not just going to receive this news. You're going to embody it, walk it, live it, speak from it, move with it. The greatness that's coming is not external. It's internal revelation wrapped in external manifestation. And it's yours. What's heading your way has already bypassed earthly limitation. It's not a rumor, not a wishful thought. It's a scheduled arrival from divine authority. And it's headed straight into your atmosphere. There are things moving in your favor that no one can see yet, not even you. But the ripple effect has already started. In silence, behind closed doors, God gave a command. That command is now in motion. It carries with it answers, open doors, cleared paths, and lifted burdens. This is not the kind of news that comes through a messenger. This is the kind of news that is the messenger. It's not a package you'll have to unwrap slowly. It'll land fully revealed, fully matured, and completely undeniable. Your name was placed on the scroll of something divine. Not for someday. For now. And the urgency of this message is real. The weight of what's coming has broken every resistance. Every delay was shattered under the pressure of divine instruction. There are angels in motion. There is movement on your behalf that has nothing to do with what you did today and everything to do with what was promised long before today ever arrived. You're not walking into this moment as a beggar hoping to be noticed. You're stepping into it as someone already chosen, already seen, already marked. The news is specific to your life. It is not a copy. It is not a general blessing. It carries your identity within it. It was written in the language of your journey, coded in the patterns of your trials, and shaped to answer the very pain that tried to silence you. That's why it had to take this long. That's why it had to feel like nothing was moving. Because the details of this news had to be perfected. There was no room for error. God didn't just prepare good news for you. He prepared the right news, the kind that restores, renews, reintroduces. You'll notice that some people around you will start to feel uncomfortable without knowing why. They won't be able to explain it, but their spirit will sense the incoming shift. They'll feel the weight of what's coming before you speak a word. Don't take their discomfort personally. Don't water yourself down to keep them comfortable. They are sensing the elevation that's about to manifest in your life. And not everyone is built to stand beside someone who just received a divine download of greatness. This is the kind of news that flips the table, that rewrites the contract, that repositions the least expected person to the most favored position. You won't need to defend it. It will defend itself. The ones who overlooked you will be stunned into silence. Not because you boasted, but because God did what only He could do. He backed you up when you didn't have the strength to fight anymore. He put His seal on you when others tried to stamp you out. You've walked through seasons where it felt like everyone else was getting the call, but you. You've watched others celebrate while you sat in silence. But what's coming is going to redeem every moment of stillness, every quiet breakdown, every invisible sacrifice. The divine is about to make you visible, not for attention, but for intention. The news will not just change how others see you. It will show you who you really are when God says, now. There's a sacredness to this hour, a holiness in the silence before the announcement. It's almost like creation itself is holding its breath, waiting for your name to be called aloud in places that previously rejected you. This won't be about getting even. This will be about being elevated. The kind of elevation that humbles, that purifies, that grounds you deeper while raising you higher. You'll start to feel a new kind of energy swirling around you. Doors you forgot about will suddenly swing open. Messages you weren't expecting will arrive. A yes that was buried under layers of bureaucracy will find its way back to you. The delays will suddenly look like divine choreography. The redirections will feel like treasure maps in hindsight. Because this news won't just find you, it will activate every part of you that was dormant, and it will come with speed. Once it begins, it will unfold quickly. So don't be surprised when your days begin to accelerate. Time will feel compressed. You'll wake up to movement where there used to be stagnancy. You'll hear your name in rooms where you never even walked in. And you'll know, it wasn't by effort, it was by divine appointment. God doesn't send small messages to those carrying large callings. That's why what's coming to you isn't average. You are not ordinary. And the news that's on its way has been designed to reflect the magnitude of your destiny. This isn't to inflate your ego. This is to remind your spirit of what it always knew. You were born for more than just surviving cycles. You were born to break them. And once it reaches you, this divine communication will not leave you the same. It's going to unlock levels in you that haven't been touched. You'll speak differently. You'll walk with a quiet authority. Your presence will carry a sound, even in silence. This isn't just news. This is a divine recalibration. The news is the signal that the old chapter has ended and the new era has begun. There are people who were assigned to witness your rise. There are people who were placed in your path just to be there when you receive this notification. Some to celebrate, some to observe, some to be silenced. And God will let each of them fulfill their role. Your only responsibility is to stay ready, to remain open, to stay in alignment. The rest is already unfolding. Chosen one, this moment is sacred. You are on the verge of divine interruption, a holy interference that resets the landscape of your life. Not through chaos, but through clarity. The kind of clarity that shakes the dust off your vision and reignites everything you thought you lost. The news is about to find you, and when it does, everything will make sense. Not all at once, but deeply, powerfully, permanently. There's a hidden power in this very moment. Not because you're doing something dramatic or standing on a visible stage, but because what was once concealed is about to be revealed. The news is searching for you, chosen one, and it knows exactly where to find you. It's not looking for your address, it's drawn to your identity. The vibration you carry, the path you've walked, the resilience you didn't realize was being counted. It all matters now. You didn't miss it. You didn't mess it up. You're not behind. You are perfectly aligned with the collision of divine announcement and earthly manifestation. This kind of news can't be summoned by force. It's not triggered by external events. It's released by timing that's been protected by God Himself. That's why it couldn't come earlier. That's why it couldn't be rushed. Because it had to wait for the alignment of moments. moments you didn't even know were connected. It waited until the last doubt was buried, until the right silence settled in, until your heart was steady enough to carry what's about to be given. And when it arrives, it won't tap gently. It will land with authority. It will echo through every layer of your life, from your mind to your relationships, to your financial atmosphere. What was on hold is being reinstated. What was quiet is being amplified. This news carries the force to bend circumstances, rewrote conversations, and unlock doors with codes only God knew you had. You've been preserved for this. Not just protected, preserved. Like a treasure tucked away in time's secret pocket, waiting to be discovered. You're not being found because you were lost. You're being revealed because your moment has matured. There is greatness in this news because there is greatness in you. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that changes things quietly, powerfully, permanently. This isn't just about what's coming to you. It's about what's being awakened inside you. The version of you that you've glimpsed in flashes is about to become your full reality. You're not dreaming anymore. You're transitioning. And this transition doesn't need your credentials. It needs your agreement. God has already signed off. The agreement is stamped. The confirmation is live. The delivery is underway. You'll begin to sense the atmosphere becoming weightless, not because your burdens don't exist, but because they're being lifted without announcement. It'll feel like clarity. It'll feel like breath. It'll feel like something shifted and you don't know when, but you do know it happened. That's the presence of divine news settling into your timeline. And when it finds you, it won't apologize for taking so long. Because heaven never runs late. It arrives when impact is guaranteed. It arrives when you're no longer chasing, but standing. And that's where you are now. Standing in the field of arrival, where silence is sacred and revelation is loud. You're going to be amazed at how everything makes sense. How every detour suddenly looks divine. How every closed door starts to glow with holy hindsight. You'll realize the rooms you were kept out of weren't denying you. They were being preserved for your arrival after the announcement had already shifted the atmosphere. You weren't being rejected. You were being rerouted to the right stage. This announcement comes with attachments, blessings that were paused until the fullness of your moment. It comes with keys to places where your name has already been approved. It comes with favor that bypasses explanation, the kind of favor that makes people question why and how. But deep inside, you'll know. God did this. There is a language this news speaks, and your spirit already understands it. That's why you've been feeling the tension without explanation. That's why certain things no longer fit. Why certain people fell away. Why certain patterns broke without warning. The space had to be cleared before this kind of news could land. Because once it does, nothing will be the same. Don't look for a sign. It is the sign. The way your body is shifting, the way your intuition is sharpening, the way your emotions are stabilizing. It's all proof that you're being readied for a message that's bigger than anything you've experienced before. You've cried for it, waited for it, and now it's at your door. There's a supernatural movement that happens when news this big finds the right person. It activates other areas that looked disconnected. Suddenly, things you didn't even ask for start aligning. People begin to mention your name in circles you didn't even know existed. Opportunities walk into your life as if they've known you all along. That's the power of divine convergence. You were never just preparing for something. You were being prepared by something. Each closed chapter, each silent night, each invisible seed you planted, it was all part of the strategy. And now, the message is arriving with the authority to activate the harvest. This isn't a hint. This is a headline. This is not a whisper. It's a declaration. Chosen one, you are the reason this message was delayed until now. because you had to become the version of yourself who could carry it. You had to heal the places that would have leaked the blessing. You had to grow into the strength that would steward the reward. And you did. Even when no one noticed. Even when you questioned everything. You didn't give up. And now, the universe is responding to your endurance with an undeniable answer. You're standing in a sacred pocket of time. A divine intersection where everything changes. Not because you forced it, but because it was written. And now, the story continues. With bold ink, in full color, with your name at the center of the scroll. There's a reason this announcement didn't come to you sooner. It wasn't that you were forgotten. It was that you were being formed. God was preparing a container strong enough to hold what's about to be poured into your life. This is no ordinary revelation. This is not lightweight favor. This is weighty, world-shifting, legacy-building news. And for that kind of magnitude, your soul had to be fortified. You had to grow in silence so you could receive it in strength. You had to develop in the dark so that when the light hit, you wouldn't shatter under the spotlight. Everything that seemed to fall apart was a secret agreement to make space for this message. You lost people not because of loss, but because of preparation. You were set apart, not rejected. You were repositioned, not removed. Every delay was an edit. Every detour was a redirection to the exact point in time where this divine communication could find you without interference. Now that moment is alive. The atmosphere around you knows it. Your spirit knows it. And the realm of the unseen is already responding. There's a brilliance to how this will unfold. Nothing about it will feel like effort. It will feel like alignment. You'll know it wasn't forced. You'll sense the natural flow of something divine taking its rightful place in your life. The message will come with evidence, and that evidence will silence every lingering doubt. You won't need validation when manifestation arrives. You'll become your own confirmation. This isn't a single breakthrough, it's a chain reaction. The arrival of this news will unlock portals you didn't even know were blocked. What seemed hard will suddenly feel easy. What seemed impossible will begin to organize itself in your favor. This is what happens when heaven opens a file with your name on it and presses send. It bypasses resistance. It overrides delay. It moves like lightning, but lands like peace. You'll notice your surroundings begin to feel unfamiliar in the best way. Conversations will shift. Energy will move. People who once ignored your presence will now seek your voice. And not because you changed for them, but because your moment finally arrived. And now the room responds to you differently. That's what happens when divine authority walks in before you do. You're not just going to hear this news, you're going to embody it. It's going to show up in your speech, in your posture, in the way you carry yourself through the world. There will be no need to announce the shift. It will be evident. The ones who couldn't see your value before will now have no choice but to recognize it. Not because of arrogance, but because of divine order. This kind of announcement doesn't beg for attention. It commands it without words.